Hello Sandsters, it is Monday, November 16th. I'm Vince Simonelli from Dream Homes. Today we're going to try something a little different and do a short bloglet which I'll post to YouTube. In today's video I'll focus on details about the change in codes for coastal A zones, since that's a subject which is affecting a lot of people. We'll talk about how this is insanity. Changing a coastal A zone to require V zone compliance is an excellent way to de-people New Jersey, at least in the short term. Okay, let's get to it. If you are in the coastal A zone and you're on the fence about when to move forward with your project, zone construction standards. Until now, this has been a voluntary choice as opposed to a requirement. What that means in English is that if you are in a coastal A zone, you will not be allowed to build or elevate on concrete block, but will have to use a deep foundation system, such as pilings. Some additional notes from Scott Lepley, our architect who spoke at our last nearly famous rebuilding seminar. The slab, if you choose to do a slab, cannot be reinforced with metal or tied into the pilings or foundation. It has to just float free. There will be a $250 surcharge on insurance for second homes. And this is the thing that's interrupting the video. 2x4 exterior walls are no longer allowed. We'll have a minimum of 2x6 with R19 insulation versus R13 insulation. That's common already, but it will be mandatory after next year. When moving a house into the street, at least on the barrier islands, you must leave a minimum of 18 feet of clear traffic way. You will be allowed to build a maximum of 300 square feet in the flood area under your home before your flood insurance is affected. You can enclose a greater space, but you will expect to pay a higher insurance premium. Everything on the first level is considered sacrificial, which we already knew. That means FEMA won't pay for it. Washers and dryers are a specific item that you should take care to elevate if you can. Breakaway walls are required now in coastal A zones, or will be. That's not a big deal. Again, none of these items are large money items, except for the foundation. If you can move your house and demolish your foundation, you can drive timber piles for your foundation structure. If you don't have room to move your house, either on or off your property, you'll now be forced to use helical piles as a foundation structure. The primary issue with helical piles is the cost. Generally, helical piles themselves are 3 times as expensive as timber, but that's not the only factor. With helicals, in addition to the actual piling itself, you need either foundation underpinning brackets, which are not widely used, though they should be due to an excellent cost savings, or you need to install a reinforced grade beam over the helical piles. Both of these are quite costly additions. The summary is that helical installations add about $40,000 to $50,000 to the cost of an average elevation. That's based on a home with a 1,500 square foot footprint. As a note, a building footprint is defined as the disturbed area of the lowest level, including the garage. An additional problem is that this cost will drive some people right off the edge and literally right out of town. Unless REM refines its budgeting for homes in applicable zones to allow for increased grant awards, many Sandsters may choose to vote with their feet. Sandsters of a certain age may choose to not deal with the additional height and additional cost of elevation. Add in the fact that it's already quite costly to live here in the Garden of Eden state, and if the new codes stay in effect, I predict we'll see a mass exodus to more friendly places. That's not a happy thought. If you're in an affected zone, weigh in with your opinion at your township as well as the local office of your state legislator. If implemented, this change will be very bad for New Jersey. As always, you're welcome to call me 732-300-5619 or email me at vince@dreamhomesltd.com. Thanks, and have a great day.